Today you're going to learn how to use sketching pencils. You can see at the bottom of the tin it tells you all the types of pencils included. When you open the tin up, there are an array of pencils with all different numbers on. Thick graphite sticks also have the same number system. And so do thin graphite sticks. So this tutorial can help you use these as well. Let's take a look at these numbers. You have the B numbers and the H numbers. These three pencils in the middle give you the middle range. This pencil is the softest pencil you get, and this is the hardest. We're going to just pick 4 pencils for our next warm-up activity. This will help us understand more what these pencils are good for. So we have 6B, 2B, HB and 5H. Now for your warm-up exercise. Take the 6B pencil. This is your softest pencil. And you're going to begin by shading first as lightly as possible, pressing down very lightly on the paper, and gradually press down harder and harder, so that you can see the full range of shading that this pencil is capable of. Now do the same thing with your 2B pencil. Begin very lightly and gradually press down, adding more pressure as you go. Now your HB. Do the same thing. And finally, your 5H. This is your hardest pencil and will give you the very lightest of all the different shades. This shows you some other warm-up exercises that you can do using 2D sort of shapes and then the harder 3D shapes. Using a 5H pencil, draw the outline of your square or rectangle, using very light lines. This is going to be a warm-up of a 2D shape. At the top you will shade it 5H, then going through to HB, 2B and 6B at the bottom. Begin with your 5H, very gently in straight gentle lines across the shape. Shade lightly. Then move on to your HB. This is obviously going to be a little darker. Then your 2B, much darker now. And finally the darkest 6B. Now for your 3D shaded sphere. Begin with a light circle shape using the 5H pencil. When you're happy with your circle shape, you'll then decide where the light is shining. Here the arrow shows where the light will be shining. This will be the lightest part at the top. When shading a sphere, you want to curve the shading to make it look 3D. Here I'm starting with the 5H pencil, pressing very lightly and curving the shading as I go round the sphere. After this pencil, you then use the HB, which will give you the slightly darker shading. Now the HB. Still curving the shading and also slightly shading over the previous pencil to help blend the shading in. It's easier if you hold the pencil at the nearer the end rather than at the very tip. That helps to get the shading even. You can see how the end of this shading is still curved. Now the 2B. Pressing a bit darker and blending it over the HB, the pencil before. Curving the shading as you go down the sphere. Pressing harder towards the bottom. Now finally the 6B. Starting lightly, blending it in with the 2B and then pressing much harder at the base. Once you've become confident using the very hard and the very soft sketching pencils and the ones that come in the middle, then you can start experimenting by using the other pencils that come in between. I hope this tutorial has helped you understand more about how to use sketching pencils.